What's up, internet? Are you guys tired of spending money on fuel? Want to get an EV? Want something stylish? Don't want to break the bank? This 2022 Kia Soul is an electric vehicle with over 240 kilometers of pure EV range, black on black, only 18,000 kilometers. This is an incredible find, and it's right here at Clarington Kia. Let's go take a look. All right, so we are going to do a deep dive on this 2022 Kia Soul EV EX Premium. I'm going to talk to you about the actual EV drive system. I'm going to talk to you about the exterior interior condition, and we're also going to go through all the great features on this amazing find here at, you guessed it, Clarington Kia. So the purpose of this video is not only to educate you, because this is an EV, and EVs are, they're not new, but I mean, they're new for the common, general, everyday public. We're going to go through all of that, of course, and we're going to talk about the great features, but you're also going to see a condition of this Soul. Because it is a 22 and it's just got over 18,000 kilometers, you obviously want to know it's in great shape as well, right? Now, this is a one owner, no accident vehicle. Let's talk about that right off the top. So there's no stories to tell. If you go on our website, you can view the Carfax report to verify that too. Now, let's talk about the EV component of this Soul. So I am an EV driver. I have one. I've had one for over 2 years. And I mean, there's a lot of myths and all this other stuff, but let me tell you something, and I'm gonna be very blunt. If you manage to run out of battery in this vehicle, I mean, you're just doing everything wrong and ignoring every single possible common sense thing in this car to prevent that. So that's first and foremost. You're not going to get stuck in traffic on a big traffic jam on the highway with an accident in the winter time and run out of battery. It's not, I mean, it's so hard to have that happen. So let's just get rid of all those myths and all those things that you've heard. Those are the haters. Those are the people that can't afford one, maybe. Those are the, you know, the oil companies just spreading fake news. I sound like Trump now. Anyway, I digress. So let's talk about the EV power plant on this. So what we have on this EX Premium, it is called the short range model, but at 248 kilometers posted EV range, that's not short range, that is everybody's daily commute and then some. We have on the vehicle a 39.2 kilowatt hour battery pack. So 39.2 kilowatt hour battery pack. To give you a comparison, the Tesla Model 3 is a 54 kilowatt hour battery pack. So I mean, it's very, very close to a Model 3. I just use that as comparison because that's what I drive. Now, the range on this, like we said, is 248 kilometers of range. That will obviously vary with different climates. On a beautiful day like today, if you don't run the air conditioning on full blast, you're gonna get your 240 range. In the winter time, if you preheat the battery, which is available through the UVO app, which Kia has on this car, or just, you know, by setting the schedule in the vehicle, it will still get you probably upwards of 210, 220 kilometers of range when you preheat it properly and of course drive the car properly. So the winter to summer driving conditions can all be mitigated if you preheat the car, and it's not inconvenient. It's just like a remote starter, guys. You can actually set it on a schedule so it does it automatically. So let's say you leave the house every day at 8:15, just get it to preheat for 8:15 in the winter time. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, when you want to talk about charging, right? Let's talk about this. So you can actually charge this up at a level 3, that's the fast charger, level 3 fast charger, in around 50 minutes. If it's on a home charger, which you should be using a level 2, which is the one that uses like the dryer plug, a 240 volt, that will charge anywhere from, let's say, 4 to 6 hours. Obviously, 6 hours if your battery is down to like 10%, 4 hours if you're at like 35, 40%, whatever, overnight. Let's just say it's overnight. And I apologize if you're getting seasick. I'm just trying to make this video entertaining as I chit chat. So it's a 4 to 6 hour charge overnight at home, a 50-minute charge on a level 3 fast charger. Fast chargers are all over the place. They are at every single en route in Ontario. You probably noticed in the news now that Tesla superchargers are starting to open up to other manufacturers. You're gonna see if you go on any kind of EV charging app on your phone, there are chargers everywhere. Just in this mall, okay? In our mall alone, our auto mall, we've got 2 chargers here. We've got a level 2.5 charger at the side, a level 2 charger here. Hyundai has, I think, 3 chargers. The hotel over there has 2 chargers. Toyota has a charger. Nissan has a charger. The Honda store, I think, has 2 chargers. That's just in here, right? These things are all over the place. So that's why I say, like, the probability of you ever running out of battery, I mean, dude, you're doing something completely wrong and you're just pushing it. So that being said, if you want to know how the EV powertrain works, it's really simple. There is an electric motor that's obviously powered by the high voltage battery pack. The electric motor gives you drive. It actually is instant torque. This little Soul gets 291 foot-pounds of torque. Like, that is fast. You're gonna love the acceleration on the car. So it powers that electric motor, and then when you let off the brake, or pardon me, the gas pedal, it's not even, ooh, big EV, no. When you let off the accelerator, it's not a gas pedal. When you let off the accelerator, that electric motor goes into reverse and actually takes that power from the vehicle slowing down and recharges that battery back up. It's called regenerative braking. Now, with the regenerative braking, the Soul has three different, I'm gonna call it levels of regenerative braking. So like, we'll call it low, medium, and high, for lack of a better term. And that is gonna determine how quickly the vehicle slows down by the tension, if you will, on the electric motor. That's not the technical way, but it's the easiest way of explaining it, right? So if you are on high, that electric motor is really gonna try to take all that kinetic energy and force it back into the battery pack, which means the Soul is gonna slow down quicker. The benefit of that is you can actually one pedal drive the Soul. One pedal drive meaning you just use the accelerator pedal, and the faster you let off the accelerator, the faster the Soul will come to a stop. The slower you let off, the smoother it comes to a stop. That's called one pedal driving. You can actually achieve that in this Soul, and it will also help you charge up that battery pack and keep it, at optimal heat. It's gonna keep it at extended range as well. Now, if you go down to, we're gonna call it the light regenerative braking, you're gonna have to use your brake pedal. It's not gonna charge up the battery as much, but it is gonna be more like a traditional drive out of a gasoline vehicle. Why you'd want that, I don't know, but in case you do, you can do that. FYI, this car is running and been running the whole time, but obviously there's no noise because it's an EV, right? Love that. Now, the charging port is right up front here, very easy to access. Just give it a push and you open it up. There's two different styles of charging port, a CCS, which is the full one for fast charging, and then your level 2 charging, or your 240 volt charging, my gosh, is this one as well. And it's all kind of under here. Now, when you lock this locks as well too, so kind of cool. Now, that is the EV drivetrain for this Soul 7 minutes later. If you're still with me, congratulations, you passed the first EV course for Kia. Joking. Let's talk about the exterior condition. So underneath the hood, we have a frunk. I completely forgot to open it. Let's go open it now. I'm gonna be lucky if I can even find out how to open the trunk. I never thought of this. I forgot that EVs have a frunk. Let's see, where do we open? Let's see, this is it? Yes, it is. So let's see what's under here. I'm hoping it's a frunk. I'm frunk being front trunk, but hey, let's take a look. Let's surprise myself. No, not a frunk. We have the EV engine. Interesting, I was not expecting that, but here we are, EV engine. All the high voltage cords are marked in yellow, don't touch this. We've got our windshield washer fluid here. We do have a traditional 12-volt battery, which helps actually start up the EV motor and the electronics on the inside as well. That's just kind of an assist. So that's there as well, but there's an EV motor in the front, not a frunk. So call me silly, I didn't know that. I thought there was a frunk. Now you're asking yourself, hey, why didn't you stop this video, go back and edit it? Well, if you notice, I've been rambling on for 8 minutes, but I haven't stopped because I like to give you the pure look at the car, the unedited, unadulterated view. So that way, we're not hiding anything. I'm gonna show you the stone chips. I'm gonna show you everything on the car, but it's also entertaining, right? We're all humans, we all make mistakes, and that was my first one of the day. Now, up front, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED fog lights, LED, say it 6 times. And what a nice clean look. Look at that nice light that comes all the way across that front hood line there. And then right down here, we've got that nice big traditional Soul grill down at the bottom. But you notice there's really no grill in the sense of inlets because it's an EV. We're not trying to cool off a gas engine, right? Neat. Now up front here is our stone chips. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to have these filled with black paint, so they probably won't be here by the time you look at this, but nonetheless, they are there. That's kind of the raw look at the Soul as far as the condition of it there. And one other thing I just noticed as we're walking around here, just a little light scratch here, and just seeing if I can catch it in my finger now. No, right? So a couple little light scratches here, very, very minor stuff. Now let's come around to the side where we get a look at our aerodynamically correct wheels. These are 17-inch alloy wheels specifically designed for an EV because they are more aerodynamic. They don't have to draw in air to cool off the brakes because 90% of the time you're using regenerative braking. So the brakes don't actually do a lot of work on this vehicle. That being said, yes, you can expect to get an extremely extended life out of the brake pads and rotors on an EV if you're using it on the, we'll call it the high regenerative braking setting, because it's not using the brakes, it's using that electric motor. LED turn signals in the mirrors. And then the cool thing with the Soul EV is that we have the blue Soul logo up top here. And then take a look at these rear tail lights. These are really what make this really pop at the back. That nice wraparound tail light all the way to the high roof line back here. It looks fantastic at night. That nice new Kia logo in the back. And then it's all really finished off quite nicely with that aluminum piece down at the bottom. But you notice no exhaust because, hey, we're not burning gas. Now on the back here, I just noticed this. It's just a light scuff, a little bit of a polish. That'll come right out. Won't notice that. Pop open the trunk and we've got tons of room back here. Nice rubber mats in the back, a 60-40 split folding seats. You can fold those down if you like, but lots of room back here for cargo, luggage, Costco, IKEA, wherever you're going. Close that back up. Let's continue our tour around to the passenger side, just in case maybe there's a stone chip or two around here, but everything looks pretty tidy. Now, as we're making our way to the inside of the vehicle, let's talk about some of the amazing safety features on the Soul. It's got all the advanced ones that you would expect, such as your blind spot detection system. It's got rear cross traffic alert. It has lane keeping assist, the advanced forward collision warning system, and emergency braking, as well as the driver attention warning. So all of these great safety systems combined will really keep you, the family, and all your passengers safe inside. Now let's take a look at our rear seats here. Maybe the little minions are back here, but they're gonna be nice and comfortable. Lots of room in the back. Incredible condition back here. You can expect that with only 18,000 kilometers. Taking a whiff, non-smoker vehicle. Smells fantastic. I'm gonna show you just the nice door trim that we have here. Just Soul does it really well. They make a very cool, kind of quirky vehicle. And the trim really kind of shows that as well. Now, our driver and passenger. We'll start over here at the passengers to give you kind of a look so you can see it's in great shape. And then the driver's seat as well. It's got that nice charcoal gray insert. It is a power driver's seat with a power lumbar support. We're gonna hop in here and close her up. It's nice and cool in here. So as you can see, the car's been running the whole time, but there's no engine to run. So it's just running the air conditioning and the electronics right now. Our radio controls are on the mirror, or on the mirror. Our radio controls are on the steering wheel. We've got our cruise controls on the other side, as well as our adaptive cruise. So adaptive cruise, you know, obviously will match the speed of the traffic in front of you. When the car gets out of the way, it goes back up to your cruising speed. And then our menu system as well is right here. Now let's take a look at our gauges. So we've got 18,563 kilometers on the odometer. You can see that right there. Over here on the left is our optimal range, and it's kind of adjusted for the climate. So when you get into the Soul and it's very cold out and you didn't preheat your battery, it will actually adjust for the condition of the battery. So it's not going to show you 200 kilometers of range when it would only go maybe 180 because it's a cold battery. It will adjust for you, which is important to know. You obviously want to know what you're going to do with the conditions of the vehicle and the battery at the time. So that's nice that it gives you kind of an updated real time. This is showing you how many kilowatt hours it is using per 100 kilometers. So that is like your fuel economy, your liters per 100 kilometers with fuel, 28.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So if you want to kind of figure that out, if you've got a 40 kilowatt hour battery, it's telling you that that's how many. You take that kilowatt hours divided by that and give your 100 kilometers. It's it's funny math. I'm not going to even attempt to do it with you through a video, but that's one of those things you can check out. We can go through the menu system here. This is kind of like your trip computer, right? This is showing you how you're driving the Soul. If it's economical, normal, or aggressive, you can kind of play the little game there to get the maximum economy. This is showing your energy flow. So when you drive and it's regen braking, it will show you the power going back into the battery as well. And then our different menus like our navigation, our advanced safety systems, settings. It's all in here in the dash. It's a nice little setup for you. Now looking across, you can see here that the Soul has a very nice central kind of theme down the center. You can see this beautiful 10.25 inch display. This is a touchscreen display. You kind of swipe left, swipe right. This is the home screen here, which I quite like. This is a kind of ghosted out navigation. This is your map here, your temperature, your radio, all that. You can see there are driver profiles. So you can actually use different driver profiles, which kind of changes your presets and a lot of different features on the vehicle. We have the EV screen here, which if I could tap it with my finger and not my nail, that would probably be better. So it's showing you right now the battery is at 88%, DC charging, AC charging. Over here is your departure time. So you can see, you can set when you leave the house. There's 2 different departure dates, or 2 different departure options, and it'll also preheat or pre-cool off the car for you too. So even in the summertime, let's say you leave at 8:15 and it's, you know, pretty muggy out, you can have it turn on the air conditioning while it's still plugged into your charger at home to cool off the car. So that way when you get in, it's nice and cold, but you still have the maximum battery that you've set it to. Speaking of which, you never charge an EV to 100% every time. You always want to charge it to 90% and only go to 100 if you're going on a long trip. That's just a little bit of battery preventative maintenance for you. Only go to 100 if you're going on long trips. If it happens more than once or twice in a week, not a big deal. But as a general rule of thumb, you only want to go to 90% for the most frequent charging. We've got our color map here, so you don't have to rely on that little ghosted image. It's obviously got a full map. Navigation, climate control is all in the dash too, which is kind of cool. It's got AM, FM, XM satellite radio, Bluetooth audio streaming, but most importantly, it does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So when you plug in your phone, this all changes. This all now is very familiar what you have on your cell phone. So you can use all of your apps such as Waze, Spotify, Apple Music, all that great stuff. But more importantly, you can always reply back to your text messages then using your voice to text rather than picking up your phone and getting a fine and being a dangerous driver, which is fantastic. What else do I want to show you? Oh, UVO. So the UVO app is on your phone. It will allow you to control I shouldn't say almost all the settings. It will allow you to control a lot of the vehicle features on the Soul, such as when you want to charge, the climate conditions on the inside. You can turn the climate on. You can check the range. You can lock the car. You can see where it is by GPS in case you lost your car in a parking lot. All these great things are available on the UVO app. It comes, I believe, for 3 years complimentary with Kia. So there's still going to be a year and a little bit left. It's a fantastic app. You're going to want to purchase the subscription once you get the car. It really is, especially for an EV, almost, you know, not critical, but like, why wouldn't you? It does everything, especially on an EV in context of why you would want that, right? Think of all those scenarios. Moving down here, we've got our automatic climate control. Another nice EV tip: if it's just you in the car, just hit driver only. It will only throw the air to the left-hand side, which makes it a little bit less on the air on the battery pack, which means you save on your battery, right? Kind of makes sense. I'm so used to saving on fuel. That's not what we're doing here. So USB ports down below, a wireless charging pad as well. So throw your phone down there, it will charge up automatically. Notice how we say start and stop. A lot of them will say power as well, which is kind of cool. This is our shifter. It's a rotary style shifter. Put your foot on the brake and then give it a twist for drive, give it a twist back for reverse. Reverse puts you into a beautiful, nice rear view camera as well, which looks fantastic. Now, did you notice something? Look what our range did. Our range just went up to 192. But what did I do that got our range up a little bit higher? I pushed the driver only button. See how it reacts real time to give you the real time range? Isn't that neat? Heated seats, drive mode I'll show you in a second. Auto hold I'll show you in a second. Heated steering wheel, so heated seats and steering wheel, really nice creature comforts. Drive mode, when we hit drive mode, you can see here, I'm gonna zoom in. So drive mode, we're in sport, or we can go to eco or normal, right? So obviously, if you want to get maximum range, you just see here, look, it just went to 200, right? So let's go to sport, goes to 189. Now gives you a little torque icon to show you how your acceleration is. And then if we go to normal, 192. So you can see how you can kind of muck around here and get the maximum range or the maximum fun, or a combination of both, whatever you'd like to do. But that's one of the nice features with the drive mode on the Soul. And again, we're real-time updating for your EV range, which is why I say you would have to do something incredibly crazy to run out of battery in this. And last but not least, auto hold. Auto hold will engage the electronic parking brake when you come to a complete stop, and then you can take your foot off the brake and relax. So if you're in stop and go traffic, it's absolutely incredible. You just use that, you come to a stop, take your foot off the brake, relax for a bit. When the traffic starts to move, push down on the accelerator, it releases and goes all simultaneously. You'll never even notice a difference. Last but not least, I forgot to show you, here's our regenerative braking paddles. So depending on how much regenerative braking you want to use, even one pedal drive, you just adjust this here on the fly as you go. And obviously in stop and go traffic, use regen to its max. It's a lot more comfortable, a lot easier. If you don't want to use regen, you know, when you're flying around, maybe in sport mode, because, you know, it kind of gives you that awkward feeling, especially when you're driving quickly. I know this because, you know, I drive quickly. Yeah, I mean, maybe change it back to a normal traditional driving mode. But for me, I don't have a choice, but even if I did, I would always use the max regen, because why not save the battery strength, right? And then just a nice little look across the interior, just to give you that kind of clean final look of the Soul. What a fantastic vehicle that we've got here with only 18,563K. Listen, I'm not crazy for telling you that buying an EV is probably the most amazing purchase you're going to make. It's probably one of these things, you're going to buy this and you will never, ever, 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 ever want to buy a gas vehicle again. You'll question why you didn't buy it sooner, and you'll tell all your friends and be a fanatic. There's a saying in the business, once you buy an EV, you're like a CrossFitter or a vegan. That's all you want to talk about. And that's all I want to talk about. In case you can't tell, I'm a fanatic. I love EV vehicles, not just because they save the environment, not just because it's cost me literally nothing to charge the vehicle over the course of 2 years. You will average, I'm not lying, you will average 1 cent per kilometer. You can drive 100 kilometers for $1. $1. Think of how much fuel it would take to drive 100 kilometers at $1.50, $1.60 a liter. It's unbelievable, the efficiency on an EV. You'll never run out of range. You'll never run out of charge. You'll never be without a station. And if you think you will, you're just making up excuses to not buy this vehicle. And I feel sorry for you, because you should drive this and buy this and love this. Black on black, 18,000K with 248 kilometers of ideal range. Let's call it 200 in the wintertime. How far are you driving to work and back every day, every now and then a couple trips on the weekend? So what, you have to stop and charge for 25 minutes to go back up to 50, 60% battery to get where you want to go? Come on, you're going to stop, go take a pee, grab a bite to eat. I mean, unbelievable. I love it. I could keep ranting. If you want to talk EV, call me at the store. I will talk your ear off. We can have a great chat. But other than that, folks, Clarington Kia, we know EVs, we know this Soul, and this is a fantastic find. If you want to buy it, claringtonkia.ca, or visit us here in the showroom. We would love to show you this vehicle, show off our Kia EV product, and of course, put you behind the wheel and bring it home to your family. Thanks so much for watching. Sorry I chatted your ear off. Go EV for the win, baby. Bye.